emotional about friendship, very, very tender.
Stylistic and unexpected. It was so beautiful but so sad at the same time.
Just the way that the circus was sort of integrated, and actually it was essential to telling the story.
Made me reflective.
Inspiring.
Very different from anything I've seen before, so a new experience.
So, how did you actually meet those girls?
They could put a call out looking for a movement director for an R&D for this idea, a small nugget of a show idea that they had. And it was just for a one-off R&D, like a day. And I responded to that call. And then I never left. Keep on going, that was excellent. And when he pulls you up as well, look up and he's gone.
After 3 years of putting it together, it's hard to kind of believe that we're actually staging it, you can actually see the whole thing.
For me, really interesting to have a story about a friendship between two women, because you don't get a lot of work that's just about a friendship between two women. That I find really interesting as a theatre maker, to have the opportunity to investigate that and to celebrate that and to look at that creatively.
The reason it's about friendship is because when we were first deciding to do a show,
We went for something that we could actually,
really relate
that was
to.
related, that we could relate to easily. I think like being in circus, you get closer to each other.
Yeah, well,
quicker, and we've talked about this a lot in terms of our different roles. Like I'm the bass, and so I'm like physically I'm responsible for Jessie's well-being in a way.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that goes on in our relationship.
Yeah, but then there's also the element of, I guess my role is more kind of risk-taking and
which
and
I
kind
can't
of
do
physically, but also in our characters on stage, really. Both of the characters have really developed over the 3.5 years that we've been doing it. So we didn't come to the show with a set idea of who our characters were. It was much more that we worked that out as we went along.
Well, I think at first we were a lot more attached to all the circus stuff, and that I in particular, I think I was even more so than you, and that I really wanted to keep all the aerial tricks in, and I was just like, no, we need to have aerial in, and now I'm not, so I see it now more as a theatre show with circus in it.
Which has taken us the whole kind of process to work out, I think.
It's become much more about serving the story that we've created and the vocabulary of the circus, feeding that story.
I think my favourite thing was the way the circus skills integrated with the storyline. It was quite seamless. You didn't notice the transition from one to the other, so it worked very well.
It was the acting that came to me.
It was always finding how do we create this world, because as a theatre director, what I'm interested, I love working with circus artists and working with the amazing vocabulary that's available, but I'm interested in what stories can we tell, or what can happen because of that. I'm not interested in the trick alone. I'm interested in what we do with it.
So, counterweighting, you've probably seen it before and didn't realise you were watching it. It's where one single line is connected to two people at the same time. And one person connects on up here and the other person connects on down here, and by their weight you lift that other person.
I think we've learnt stuff as well from the women that we've talked to, just about life.
Yeah, and kind of different ways of responding to stuff in the 40s, and also from all the books that we've read of how different people's lives panned out. After speaking to Sheila, who's the lady who narrates the majority of the show, that was kind of inspiring in its own right. Yeah, especially her sort of point of view on domestic violence was really, really powerful. That she'd known someone, she'd experienced it. We could really use that kind of emotion and that response to inform how our characters felt about it.
As a woman, I think it's been really interesting to investigate that. That would have been my grand's sort of time, and you just think, you know, the things you don't ask your grandparents when they're around.
It got quite, I remember it in the war, and it was recalling the atmosphere of the war very clearly. Agonising situations, and they're doing their best to get through it.
It was just beautifully put together, where how the sort of interviews blended in with the sort of movement. It was just really well done.
It's just been such a roller coaster ride. I mean, we've cried and we've laughed and we've been exhausted. And it's been a privilege working with them and their friendship. Like, their friendship is at the heart of this work, and they have allowed me to be party to that friendship and let me in. So that's been quite a privilege and really special. And I think as a result, with Sylvia and Iris, you care about them just as much, but in a little bit of a different way. But you care about them because we gave birth to them.